Today's story comes from the Rasulpur village, located in the Janga police station area of Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh. The events unfolded on the night of November 13th, 2024. The village, surrounded by darkness, was eerily silent. The distant howls of dogs made the atmosphere even more unsettling. Suddenly, a loud scream echoed from Kavita's room, piercing through the silence and reaching the ears of her father, Chote Lal Bhartia. Chote Lal was in deep sleep, but the scream jolted him awake. Alarmed, he immediately jumped out of bed and rushed toward Kavita's room. His abrupt reaction startled his wife Suman, who quickly followed him, though she had no idea what had caused such panic. When Chote Lal reached Kavita's room and switched on the light, the scene before him made his heart sink. Kavita was writhing in pain on the bed, blood streaming from her head. Her condition looked critical. Overwhelmed, Chote Lal asked her, "What happened? Who did this to you?" In a faint, trembling voice, Kavita explained, "A man wearing a black shirt and a mask attacked me with a heavy object on my head. He ran away through the front door afterward." Hearing this, Chote Lal immediately realized that it must have been the same mysterious masked man who had been targeting women in the area for the past 6 months. Without wasting a second, he sprinted in the direction Kavita had indicated. Despite running far and wide, the masked assailant was nowhere to be found. The thick darkness around him only deepened the unease. Defeated, Chote Lal returned home. When he checked his phone, it was around 3:30 a.m. By then, the entire household was awake, distraught by Kavita's condition. Her groans of pain filled the house with dread. Chote Lal raised an alarm, waking up the neighbors. He explained what had happened and pleaded for their help in capturing the masked man. The fear of this attacker wasn't confined to their village alone. He had terrorized nearby areas too. Women avoided stepping out after sunset, and no one dared to wander alone at night. The villagers, desperate to put an end to this menace, gathered with sticks and rods, determined to surround the village so that the masked man could not escape. For 6 months, the fear of this man had robbed them of their peace, and this time, they were resolved to catch him at any cost. Despite an extensive search of every alley and corner, the masked man seemed to have vanished into the darkness. Morning came, and Chote Lal, along with a few villagers, took the injured Kavita to the Janga police station. Head Constable Dayaram was surprised to see such a large group at the station so early in the morning. Stepping out of his office, he asked, "Why are you all here so early?" Chote Lal explained, "Last night the masked man attacked my daughter. We demand immediate action." This incident marked the 5th attack in the area, yet the police had been unable to catch the assailant or even identify him. Head Constable Dayaram assured the villagers, "Once the senior officers arrive, appropriate action will be taken. For now, take your daughter for treatment. Her condition is critical." Acknowledging the advice, Chote Lal took Kavita to the nearest hospital. Her condition was severe, prompting the doctors to admit her and begin treatment immediately. Meanwhile, Dayaram informed Inspector Suraj Singh about the incident. The inspector arrived at the hospital promptly, recorded Kavita's statement, and later filed an FIR based on Chote Lal's complaint. The case quickly escalated. Inspector Suraj Singh informed the circle officer of Chori Chora Anurag Singh, SP Jitendra Kumar Srivastava, and SSP Gaurav Grover. This was now a grave matter, as the masked man's attacks were becoming more frequent and audacious. For the police, capturing this assailant was a daunting challenge. The most troubling aspect was that they still had no clue about his identity or motive. Why did he specifically target women? What drove him to such heinous crimes? The answers to these questions could only be found if the masked man was caught. On the afternoon of November 14, 2024, SSP Gaurav Grover held a crucial meeting in his office regarding this case. The meeting was attended by SP Jitendra Kumar, CO Anurag Singh, SHO, and the SOG in charge. They discussed the details of incidents 1 through 5 extensively. During the discussion, one striking similarity emerged in all the incidents. The attacker used the same method to assault women. He would strike them on the head with a heavy object, attempting to kill them. One of these incidents occurred on August 11, 2024, when 32-year-old Mamta Devi became a victim. She was severely injured, and fought for her life in the hospital for 15 days before succumbing to her injuries. The surviving women provided police with key information. They described the attacker as slim, always dressed in a black shirt with his face covered by a cloth. He was barefoot during the attacks. To investigate these cases, SSP Gaurav Grover formed a special team led by SP Jitendra Kumar. Under SP Jitendra's supervision, multiple police teams were established, with CO Anurag Singh leading these efforts. Between July 30th, 2024 and November 13th, 2024, the police searched nearly 20 villages, reviewed over 150 CCTV footage clips, and analyzed data from approximately 150,000 mobile phones. Despite these efforts, the attacker remained elusive. When initial efforts failed, the police started looking for individuals with prior records of crimes against women, whose locations coincided with the crime scenes. This approach, too, yielded no results. The police then visited villages, gathering information about suspicious individuals and cross-checking their records in the police database. Yet again, they had no solid leads. Numerous suspects were detained and interrogated, but the breakthrough came after diligent efforts. The police identified a mysterious attacker through CCTV footage collected from 4 different crime scenes. The man was seen fleeing quickly after each attack. Careful analysis of the footage revealed a man of thin build wearing a black shirt and barefoot, matching the description given by the victims. The man was identified as Ajay Kumar Nishad, son of Swaminath Nishad and a resident of Mangalpur village. Upon confirming his identity, CO Anurag Singh and his team took extreme precautions to prevent Ajay from suspecting that he had been identified. They feared he might escape, rendering the weeks-long efforts of the police futile. A plan was executed on the night of November 17th. Around 12:30 a.m., plainclothed police officers surrounded Mangalpur village. To avoid any mistakes, the SOG team was also called in. Using a tip-off, the police gathered all the necessary information about Ajay beforehand. Slowly, the police team advanced towards Ajay's house. Sho Suraj Singh from Jhaga police station knocked on the door. The knock awakened a middle-aged man, who opened the door and was stunned to see so many people outside. Before he could comprehend the situation, the inspector introduced himself. "I am Inspector Suraj Singh from Jhaga police station. The police force is here at your door. Answer my questions honestly. Does Ajay live here?" The man, visibly nervous, replied, "Yes, sir. Ajay lives here. But what happened? I am his father, Swaminath. Why are you here at this hour? What has my son done?" The inspector calmly responded, "Don't worry, this is just a routine inquiry. We will take him to the station, ask him a few questions, and return him home." Swaminath, confused, asked again, "But sir, what is this inquiry about?" The inspector repeated, "It's just a routine inquiry. He will be sent back home afterward." By this time, Swaminath's wife had also woken up and joined the conversation. She was shocked to see so many policemen at her doorstep. As the argument between the father and the inspector intensified, the inspector firmly stated, "Answer my questions properly. Where is Ajay? Don't force us to take alternative measures." Hearing this, Swaminath panicked and pleaded, "Sir, please don't harm my son. I'll call him right away. He is sleeping inside." The inspector replied in a composed tone, "Fine, call him. After questioning, we'll return him home." Swaminath went inside to wake Ajay. Meanwhile, Ajay's mother stood in shock, wondering why the police wanted her son. Moments later, Swaminath returned with Ajay and handed him over to the police. Seeing her son being taken away, Ajay's mother protested, but the firm stance of the police silenced her. Inspector Suraj Singh took Ajay directly to the station. Shortly after, CO Anurag Singh and the SOG team arrived. Throughout the night, the police questioned Ajay. However, he repeatedly denied knowing anything about the incidents or committing any crimes. The next morning, the 4 women victims were called to the station. Ajay was shown to them discreetly, and all 4 immediately identified him as the attacker. Under strict questioning, Ajay finally confessed to his crimes. He revealed that he hated women and derived pleasure from seeing them scream and suffer. The sight of their blood gave him peace. Ajay's chilling confession shocked the police. His behavior resembled that of a psychopath who found joy in inflicting pain on others. When So Anurag Singh asked him why he committed such acts, Ajay's answer was so horrifying that it seemed straight out of a mystery film. Later that day, around 3:30 p.m., SSP Gaurav Grover held a press conference at the police line, revealing the story of this serial killer who had been a nightmare for the police for the past 6 months. When journalists questioned Ajay, his face showed no sign of remorse. The police filed a formal report against Ajay Kumar Nishad under various sections of the Indian Penal Code. He was presented in court where the judge ordered 14 days of judicial custody. Ajay was sent to jail under tight security. Ajay was sent to the divisional jail in Bichia, located in Gorakhpur district. During police interrogation, a shocking and horrifying story unfolded. Let's dive into the details of this crime story. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so, like the video, and stay updated on such alarming incidents happening in society to stay vigilant. In the southern region of Gorakhpur district, under the jurisdiction of Janga police station, lies a small village named Rajdhani. Within this village is a hamlet called Mangalpur, predominantly inhabited by the Nishad community. Swaminath Nishad, a farmer, lived there with his wife and 10 children, which included 4 daughters and 6 sons. Ajay, the youngest son, was considered the smartest and most cunning among his siblings. The family's financial condition was poor, and Ajay often felt deeply hurt seeing his father struggle to support such a large family. Ajay dreamed of finding a way to improve his family's financial situation and provide them with a comfortable life. He learned about social media and its potential to earn money. With high hopes, he delved into the world of social media at a very young age. After returning from school, he spent most of his time glued to his mobile phone. Despite repeated warnings from his family to focus on studies, Ajay remained engrossed in his own world, dreaming of making money through social media. Ajay's neighbor, Ramesh Nishad, had a 15-year-old daughter named Shivani. She was beautiful, intelligent, and mature for her age, studying in 8th grade. Shivani's physical development and beauty captivated Ajay, who was of average appearance and slim build. The friendly relations between the two families allowed Ajay and Shivani to visit each other's homes often. Shivani's charm completely consumed Ajay, and he couldn't stop thinking about her. Over time, Shivani also started developing feelings for Ajay. However, their love, being driven more by physical attraction due to their age, often led Ajay to seek moments to be alone with Shivani. One afternoon, when Shivani's family was away, Ajay saw an opportunity and decided to visit her house. Surprised by his sudden appearance, Shivani asked, "How did you come here?" Ajay replied casually, "Aren't you happy to see me?" Shivani hesitated and said, "I am, but what if someone sees us?" Ajay dismissed her concerns, saying, "We are true lovers. We don't need to bow before anyone. We would even give our lives for each other." As Ajay moved closer, Shivani's heartbeat quickened. Despite her attraction to Ajay, she managed to control herself and said, "I love you too, but we must respect societal boundaries. We need to wait." Frustrated, Ajay insisted, but Shivani firmly pushed him away, asking him to leave immediately. Angered by Shivani's rejection, Ajay stormed out of the house. Ajay's frustration grew as Shivani continued to reject his advances, stating she would only engage in a relationship after marriage. This constant refusal infuriated Ajay, leading him to hatch a dangerous plan to tarnish Shivani's reputation. He edited some of Shivani's photos he had on his phone, intending to use them against her. However, his actions were soon exposed, and the police arrested him, sending him to a juvenile detention center. At the time of the incident in 2022, Ajay was just 17 years old. After 6 months, Ajay was released on bail. However, his time in detention had left him deeply disturbed. He harbored resentment and hatred toward women, avoiding any interaction with them. Back home, he began threatening Shivani's family to withdraw the case, even going as far as to threaten their lives. Shivani's parents, worried about Ajay's behavior, complained to Swaminath, urging him to control his son. However, Swaminath's family ignored their pleas. Ajay's behavior grew increasingly dangerous, prompting Ramesh to file another police complaint against him for issuing death threats. Ajay was arrested again and spent 6 more months in jail. After his release, his family sent him to Surat to work and stay away from trouble. In Surat, Ajay worked in painting and polishing for over a year, but the memories of his past haunted him. Returning home after 18 months, Ajay appeared calm and reserved, but deep inside, he was plotting revenge. Ajay became a devotee of Lord Shani, performing rituals and wearing black every Saturday. However, his hatred for Shivani lingered, and he decided to inflict pain on others to cope with his unresolved anger. On July 30th, 2024, Ajay carried out his first attack. His victim, 50-year-old Maya Devi from Singhpur village, was sleeping in her veranda when Ajay struck her with an iron rod. He staged the scene to look like a robbery gone wrong, throwing a metal trunk outside the village. Ajay's next attack occurred on August 11, 2024, targeting 32-year-old Mamta Devi. He struck her with an iron rod, leaving her severely injured. Despite doctors' efforts, Mamta succumbed to her injuries. Her grieving father, unable to bear the loss, left the village with his family. Ajay continued his attacks, targeting 55-year-old Ramba Devi on August 25, 2024, and 32-year-old Shanti Singh on November 9, 2024. Each attack followed a similar pattern, spreading fear across the region. Police intensified their investigation, suspecting the attacks were driven by deep-seated hatred toward women. Finally, on November 13, 2024, after another attack on 24-year-old Kavita, the police apprehended Ajay Nishad using scientific methods and informants. Ajay confessed to his crimes, and the weapons used in the attacks were recovered. He was sent to the divisional jail in Bichia, Gorakhpur. Ajay's arrest brought some relief to the community, but the victims and their families continued to suffer. This story is shared not to cause distress, but to raise awareness and caution. Please share your thoughts in the comments, like this story, and subscribe to our channel for more updates.